Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I am Inquisitor Helena Goslar, and I have an assignment for you. I am aware that you are conducting a highly classified investigation for the Conclave at the moment, although I must admit I don't know any further details. To my utter amazement, my clearance was deemed insufficient to access your records. In other words, I can't command you to abandon your main investigation, but the Conclave would appreciate if you could take another case as well. Travel to the hive world of Atheon Prime and look into the case of the mass disappearances that has baffled the Adeptus Arbitis. In case you are wondering why you are tasked with such a trivial issue, I want you to watch a highly confidential picked recording. It was made by an infiltrator of the Inquisition, and as you will see, it proves the existence of some unholy machinations on Atheon Prime. I must also add that this recording was made 30 standard years ago. I hope I have your interest now, Inquisitor. The Emperor protects.
To investigate the case of mass disappearances. Talk to me.
Information schematics received from Adeptus Arbites operatives have been analyzed. The abduction cases indicate cult activity. Data coverage is insufficient, but this is the location where most abductees disappeared.
Can you scan the area? Until now, only the underhivers have been affected, but the abductions are beginning to threaten the stability of the hive itself. We have no time to...
Agreed. Current procedure is inefficient. Deploying Scryer Skull units immediately. Initiating data gnostic litanies.
I will follow trails into the underhive. Contact me when you have something. Reconnaissance ritual completed. 3 locations identified with the highest likelihood of yielding further intelligence. Praise the Omnissiah. Failed to mention that the hive scum is preparing an ambush.
Encounter with the enemy is by definition the mark of a higher level of intelligence.
I prefer not to walk into traps. Next time, warn me in advance.
Affirmative. Data gnostics are becoming extremely difficult due to interference, but there is a high probability of harmful devices in your vicinity.
Your calculations are correct.
Activating penitent circuits on the data serfs for their sluggish processing.
Teleport beacon in range. There is nothing else to learn here. Corruption seems to seep into the depths of the Underhive. I must press on. I have arrived at the location. This must be the lair of the cult.
Foul, lying heretics. Their blight must be undone. Purge them all.
detected. This abhuman specimen must have kept a cogitator. The possibility of proper litanies being enacted to commune with the machine spirit is merely statistical. Further investigation still recommended.
A cogitator here. This is a strange development. Stay alert, Tech Priest. I might need your help with data recovery.
As you wish, Inquisitor.
Dozens must have been sacrificed in this slaughterhouse. Life in the Underhive can get worse, it seems.
Inquisitor, numerically, a few hundred deaths have no impact on the functionality of a hive.
Very reassuring. Anything else to report?
Definitely. Augury units sense peculiar energy traces from a cortex circuit. Inquisitor, there is a dysfunctional initiate of the Adeptus Mechanicus among the bodies.
First the servo skulls, now this. Tech Priest, I want a full analysis and report once I am back on the ship. Strange. This data slate entry is decades old, and the monolith was inactive back then. I'm sure the Tech Priest would be thrilled to see that it has become quite active since then. Tech Priest, I couldn't help but notice that the Tech Priest I found at the monolith was a member of a requisitional expedition, just like you. They conducted research here, and now the monolith is stirring. Makes me wonder why these expeditions are always connected to heretical activities. Care to explain?
As you request. Full disclosure is the most logical solution at this point. Everything else hinders efficiency. The Adeptus Mechanicus, much like the Inquisition, includes many factions. The requisitional expeditions served as a cover for the secret operations of our factions.
Elaborate, Tech Priest.
We are the Xenorite, specializing in research into archaeotech and Xenos relics in the Caligari sector.
Are you confessing to tech heresy?
Negative, Inquisitor. Several Forge worlds provide discreet support to us. 67.8% of the local Xenorites serve Inquisitors, mostly the ones you call radicals.
Should I find this reassuring? It doesn't mean it is not heresy, only that it could be widespread heresy.
Logical conclusion. Communion with the Cortex records revealed a hexamathic code with the coordinates of the Xenorite base under the Hive. Investigating the location could provide useful data.
Or a meeting with some more wretched cultists.
Data serves detect 3 locations with faint traces of machine spirit activity. Closer inspection recommended. Marauders defiling the sanctuaries of the Omnissiah need to be eliminated. What have you learned, Inquisitor?
A wise man learns from the deaths of others. Let's see what this lecture is.
Welcome, fellow seeker of the truth. I'm afraid that you can't receive the teachings in your current state. Let Ulbrax, the Forsaken, free you from the bonds of your existence. What is this? No, Master! I was faithful!
Looks like your friend freed you from the burden of your limbs. Emperor, be my shield and strength.
Inquisitor, the leader of the cult might still be alive, but he has only a few minutes left. Send him up to the ship, and I will stabilize him for interrogation.
My task is done here. I have brought the Emperor's justice to the faithless and avenged countless innocents. How did the interrogation go?
The subject had severe objections to the procedure, but once I rearranged certain neural pathways and removed a few non-vital appendages, he became very compliant. I have a full report if you're interested in the details.
A summary will suffice.
The word-bearers wanted to take out this fool once their schemes were compromised. They are hiding in the depths of the Underhive by the largest monolith. They will soon perform a grand ritual and sacrifice the remaining prisoners.
These foul traitors and their craving for rituals. Anything else?
The Xenox devices are somehow connected to these dark practices, but the heretic had no additional information, apart from the usual ramblings. How should we proceed, Inquisitor?
We need to act immediately. We need a precise surgical cut to sever the head.
Precise, surgical, and cuts. Excellent premises. We will start preparations at once.
These traitors live in defiance of our divine majesty. They corrupt the souls of innocents and commit heinous acts. Show them the wrath of the Emperor, Inquisitor.
Rest assured, I don't intend to let any heretic starvers leave this place.
Inquisitor, my navigator has reported a small-scale warp surge manifesting in this segment. We can't stay here for long, or the ship will be ripped apart.
Acknowledged. I wonder if this has something to do with those traitors down here. Sorcerer, your machinations end today.
Lucky of the false Emperor! He will not stop the ritual! The warp will bring the fires of destruction and show you the power of the true gods!
No mercy for the heretic. No forgiveness for the traitor. Meet your foul gods in person now, sorcerer. These fanatics always have a grimoire somewhere. I need to find it. Over the faithful, fear has no dominion. The traitors will perish today.
The Conclave has sent you a message, Inquisitor.
I have received your report, and I am very satisfied with the way you have handled the situation. However, I must add that I have found certain details lacking, especially the ones that concern the role of the Adeptus Mechanicus in the unfolding events. I cannot stress enough the importance of thorough fieldwork. Carelessness leads to negligence, which will eventually lead to anti-imperial activities. All in all, great work. The Emperor protects.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
Inquisitor, you have successfully eliminated the threat posed by the enemy on Atheon Prime. I am an advocate of swift actions, relentless purges, and dedication to our doctrines, and therefore I find your approach commendable. I'm aware that you still have an ongoing investigation to handle, but as you might have suspected from the classified Pix recording, that was only the beginning. We want you to travel to Dagnor Primaris and investigate a rebellious uprising. The local Adeptus Arbitus has been keeping an eye on potential cult activity in the Administratum Hive, led by a certain individual with the unsophisticated moniker of the Prophet. The cult has recently triggered a hive-wide rebellion. It might sound trivial, but in the light of your previous mission, we suspect that it could be related to the upsurge of chaos activity in the subsector.
Captain Kavinsky reporting for duty, Inquisitor. I will be your liaison officer with the Regional Astra Militarum headquarters.
I need a report, Captain. A brief one.
The current situation is volatile. We are in the middle of a counterattack, but the resistance is tougher than we expected. They have occupied a Vox station, and their propaganda could lead to a widespread rebellion.
I see, Captain. I will look.
Your support here is invaluable. The Emperor protects.
Refuse to be...
The day of retribution is at hand! Time to rebuild this wretched Imperium! Don't wait for orders! Don't wait for saviors! We are Legion! We are the Hydra! You cut down one, two will take its place! These are the words of Prophet Carvax, your savior beyond!
This is the Vox Station. Incoherent rhetorical chatter. Shows me that this trooping, Hydra, Savior, Legion, is a silence this Vox Station.
For the Emperor!
How are you faring down there, Inquisitor?
This rabble was a lot more resilient than I anticipated. Their leader might have something that can help me find out what this is, though.
Retribution is at hand!
The signal is getting stronger. Station must be close.
You'll never take me!
Inquisitor, we humbly request your help. The planetary governor has ordered a full-scale counterattack, but the rebellious horde proved to be more organized than expected. We have suffered severe losses, and numerous battalions from the planetary defense force have defected to the enemy. The hostiles are threatening the PDF headquarters. Morale is low. Help us to defend the headquarters, Inquisitor.
Another field of war, another day to serve the Emperor with our lives. If only I could smash through the ranks of those filthy heretics.
Your day will come, Thorn.
You carry the Emperor's will, Inquisitor. Destroy the heretics. Parading as Imperial officers.
It's no ordinary heretic. It's a stench of project. I should search you.
Inquisitor, the main routes are still blocked by the rebels. Our men have engaged them, but it could take a while until we can break through.
Honorable sacrifice. Send in more guards.
I can assure you that we will spare no fire or manpower to get through. However, we can't use heavy artillery. Otherwise, we will destroy the routes for our own troops.
There's no time for squabbles. The PDF to press on. Defend the sacred cogitator chamber as long as we can.
May the Emperor be your strength.
For the Emperor!
You are a true hero, Inquisitor. We are humbled by your dedication. Reinforcements are on the way. We can take over from here.
New intel received, Inquisitor. The monitoring of Vox transmissions during the battle helped our data serfs locate the coordinates when the rebels sent numerous messages. Location: Vismar Minoris.
Then we have our next destination.
Inquisitor, this planet has been under quarantine for the past 2 centuries, since a necro-plague decimated the whole population. I recommend you make haste.
Splendid news, Maker. As always, the Emperor and the sacred protects.
For the Emperor!
Overheat.
Ready to fight! Now you'll pull the Emperor!
According to this message, the heretic Astartes have an underground base. The entrance must be nearby.
Purge the Viper's Nest, Inquisitor. Cleanse it with fire.
I will return to the ship to prepare for the last battle.
Good thinking, Inquisitor. The nest of the Vipers is there, poisoning the body of the Imperium. The Alpha Legion is one of the worst, Inquisitor. They employ vile schemes and tactics. You should descend as soon as you are prepared in body, gear, and soul. Inquisitor, be careful down there. The Hydra is a slippery, treacherous beast. If we don't act fast, it will recover. We must cut off its last head. Kill the leader of the traitors.
I agree. These heretics betrayed the Imperium and to perish.
No rest. No forgiveness. Glory to the Emperor.
Inquisitor, are you ready to die? Countless mouths and 1,000 eyes. The stars are his vessel. I am Alfarius, and the Hydra will devour you.
You are insane, and I will stop your madness.
Insane, you say? Tell me, which one of us desecrates the will of the Emperor with ill-placed fanaticism and religious nonsense? I pity you, poor blind mortal. For the Emperor!
For the Emperor!
Great work, Inquisitor. You have cut off the head. Now, the body will die.
Glorious. His journal will shed light on the events.
Be careful. The dark knowledge that broke his mind could await you on those pages.
The Conclave has sent you a message, Inquisitor.
I have received word of your glorious work. You have preached our creed with the necessary force and zeal. Your task is finished. Imperial forces are busy cleaning up the rest on Dagmar Primaris and Vismar Minoris. The Emperor protects.
We received an urgent message while you were away. It was Inquisitor Goslar. Again.
You don't sound delighted, Captain. Not that I blame you. Open the channel.
Inquisitor, since your investigation has ended, you may serve the Imperium in more direct ways. The Holy Orders of the Inquisition need you in the Nereus system, urgently. As of today, we have lost contact with the Tempestus Citadel, the main stronghold of the Caligari Conclave. This is a heavily fortified star fort, protected by Imperial battleships and other more exotic measures. This communication blackout is highly unusual. We suspect sinister reasons. For this reason, I strongly recommend that you travel to the Nereus system and offer assistance to the Tempestus Citadel. Should you experience any hostile activity, deal with it with extreme resolve. The Emperor protects.
I've spent some time here for reasons which are classified now. The silent corridors were unsettling back then. They are still unsettling now.
You are in the Bibliotheca district, Inquisitor. Silence and a lack of social interference qualify as desirable parameters.
It's always better to share old memories with you. Fearful chaos has entered deep into our sanctuary. Bearing the iconography of the cursed Black Legion.
You might be late, Inquisitor, but it's never too late for vengeance.
You sound like an initiated agent. Good. I need immediate assistance. Chaos forces have infiltrated the area. They are heading towards the Prime Data Vault. The archive is extremely valuable. It is a wondrous collection.
You don't have time to chat with Stay where you are. We'll be there soon.
Paradox detected. No trace of the Data Vault on the base layout.
It's an inquisitorial stronghold. There are more than a few hidden chambers here.
Inconsistency is a sin against the machine god, Inquisitor.
Thanks to the Emperor, you made it! There is no time to lose. The Data Vault is just a stone's throw away.
Stone's throw. It does not compute.
Never mind, Tech Priest. Lead the way, Archivist. Don't interfere, just stay alive.
We are here. No sign of the traitors. It could be good news, or dire news. According to Guard's alarm, entered through this door a while ago. The archive might be compromised.
You have served your purpose. I will deal with this traitorous scum personally.
The Emperor may be with you, Inquisitor.
Another lackey for the false Emperor. Your so-called Holy Order is weak and negligent. Now prepare to die.
I'm always ready for the final sacrifice, traitor. But this is not my day to die. It's yours.
I will be eternally grateful, Inquisitor. You have saved the invaluable vault of knowledge from eradication.
A reasonable, accurate statement. The Heretic Astartes was close to activating a scrap code and turning the data vault into indecipherable data fragments. Grade Alpha tech heresy.
Fortunate outcome. Such precision and such a great effort only to sabotage our work. Must be more of a high pace. full-scale invasion.
You should return to the ship immediately.
I have a pleasant surprise for you, Inquisitor.
You took your time, Inquisitor, but saving the Archive from the Black Legion intruders was a valuable contribution to our cause. Still, our work isn't over yet. While we were cleaning up the mess on the Tempesta Citadel, the whole Nereus system was hit by a full-scale invasion by the Black Legion. You will not leave until the presence of chaos has been eradicated and their unholy influence has been cauterized. The Emperor protects.
The whole system is under attack, but according to the intercepted Vox messages, Nereus 3 and Nereus 4 have taken the hardest hits. Where do we start, Inquisitor?
Just mark me the bloodiest hellholes on the star map, Captain. We're going to war. The world is burning. Captain, any news about our situation?
It's not great, Inquisitor. The air is full of desperate Vox transmissions. The initial attack of the Black Legion came without warning. They've overrun the local headquarters of the Astra Militarum.
Any news about High Marshal Forte? His command post is in the city. Right now, he is our best chance of revitalizing the defenses.
According to the latest reports, he was captured with his retinue.
If we are unable to defend himself, he's not worth following.
Senior Commander of the Astra Militarum. I hereby proclaim the unconditional surrender of all remaining Imperial forces, including the Astra Militarum regiments, planetary defense forces, and the local militia. Further resistance would be a futile waste of Imperial lives.
That's the last thing our forces need right now. Captain, tell the tech priest to scramble this transmission right now.
Understood.
It's time to silence the cowardly propaganda once and for all.
How are you faring down there, Inquisitor?
Our work in this Emperor-forsaken city is done. The Vox station is silenced, and the Black Legion traitors are decimated. We'll leave the rest for the Loyalist forces. High Marshal Corte, explain yourself.
What? Where am I? Accursed sorcery! Inquisitor, I wasn't myself. I swear by the Emperor I could never betray our cause.
The verdict was harsh but justified. Mercy is one of those many luxuries we can't afford.
This used to be a thriving capital. Now there is nothing left but ashes.
That's not entirely true. The majority of the local population is deceased or missing, but the bioscanners have located a large group of survivors. Their numbers are dwindling, though, following a perfectly regulated pattern. Strange.
It makes sense, Magus. I have analyzed the operations of the traitors, and their attack against the Nereus 3 is an odd one. It's a backwater feudalistic planet, lacking any military, logistical, or economic importance. From their perverted point of view, there is only one important resource here. Exactly. For their unholy rituals. You Inquisitor.
This time your bloodthirst.
You should be careful, Inquisitor. According to the sensors, this force field is powered by unknown but immense energies. Actually, these readings are fascinating. If only I could try some experiments.
That's not why I'm here, Magos. This barrier was created by unholy sorcery. I will find the source and destroy it.
Interesting development, Inquisitor. While you were finishing up with this rabble, I detected strange fluctuations in the energy field protecting the Black Legion ritual.
Be more specific, Magos.
It's only a theory, but it looks like their motive force fuels the energy field. All you have to do is sever this bond, and you can disrupt their ritual.
I will sever all of their bonds with great severity.
The corpse may be worthy of inspection. Inquisitor, the energy field has collapsed. You can now access the site of their rituals.
Good news indeed.
You are a thorn in my side, Inquisitor. It's time to gently remove you.
Have you defeated them, Inquisitor?
Just in time. The ritual was almost complete. Had they opened the warp rift, this planet would have been engulfed by demonic hordes. Alas, there is not much left to save or reclaim here. Time to return to the ship.
I have an urgent message for you, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, the flagship of the Black Legion, the Inferius Eternum, has finally revealed itself at Nereus 4 and started a massive planetary bombardment. The civilian losses are regretful, but this move reeks of desperation. The bombardment resulted in massive firestorms, and the damage is massive, even for my taste. The Inferius Eternum is still in orbit, led by a heretic Astartes called Lord Antaros, the Bringer of Damnation. A Calidus assassin managed to infiltrate the ship, but she has failed to properly execute her mission. However, she managed to install a teleport beacon close to the bridge before her regrettable demise. I want you to be the wrath of the Imperium.
That location completed. But this is definitely not the bridge of the Inferius Eternum. Tech Priest, what happened?
Unforeseeable anomalies, Inquisitor. The teleportarium uses short-burst warp infusion, and there was interference.
Looks like I need to find the latest Lord Antaros.
Correct. Addendum. Warp engine activation detected on the target. The mission should be resolved as soon as possible. Entering the Immaterium on a Chaos vessel is calculated as an extremely undesirable outcome.
By the Emperor, look at this ship. It's hard to believe that those perverse monstrosities were once Astartes. It's shameful for every one of us.
Horus Lupercal was once the most beloved son of the Emperor. If he could fall, none of us is safe from corruption.
Leave no survivors, Inquisitor. Kill them all.
That must be the entry to the bridge.
Millions, perhaps billions, perished in this system. The blood of innocents calls for vengeance.
No place left to hide, monster. Time to return into the warp, but this time without your wretched body.
Big words and little substance, mortal. As usual, you are just as blind as the false Emperor. And that's saying something. But don't worry. I will keep you alive for a little while to witness the fruition of the War Master's plan.
Traitor. The directive I have found in this cogitator is alarming. Abaddon, the cursed despoiler himself, was behind the invasion. I'm afraid it is only the beginning of the true horror.
We must warn the Caligari Conclave immediately. Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I am quite satisfied with your results, Inquisitor. Antaros finally ceased to exist. I must admit that the order you have retrieved from the Inferius Aeternum could be a crucial piece in the puzzle. The Despoiler's interest in the Caligari sector is concerning. Even the highest-ranking members of the Conclave are startled by your discovery, but I'm not allowed to reveal more. You did fine work here, Inquisitor. I'm going to leave you to your own schemes and plans for now. But know this, you are ranked among the influential individuals in the sector. The Emperor protects.
Captain, you have important news for me, I presume.
You have a very urgent message from the Caligari Conclave. A new assignment, maybe.
With the Conclave, you can never know. Let me see it.
Inquisitor, I have a crucial task for you. In the light of your previous achievements, I'm certain you are the most suitable agent for this assignment. We have re-established contact with the Triglav subsector. Due to severe warp surges, communication with the subsector has been sporadic at best for long decades, and we have now lost contact with entire systems. We have simply no idea what occurred on these worlds during a century of isolation. With the receding warp surges in the region, we have been able to begin to restore order, but this is a slow process, and we have encountered certain anomalies. One of our less experienced agents has already entered the Aureus system, one of the regions that has failed to report back. We lost contact with the Inquisitorial retinue. We want you to find out what happened in that system. The astropathic relay station could be the perfect place to start the investigation.
Captain, I want you to take me to the Aureus system in the Triglav subsector. Do you have any update on the situation over there?
According to my astropath, there's been a cascade of fresh astropathic dispatches from the subsector. Warnings of dissent and heresy, nightmares of abandoned void stations, empathic bursts of terror and relief. Apart from the Aureus system, which is still dark.
We shouldn't waste our time then, getting there. I've arrived to the relay station. Tech Priest, I need a status report.
Monastery has been inactive for 32.7 standard Imperial years. No signs of tech plagues or co-necropsy. Augury sensors indicate immobile life forms in your vicinity.
I'll take a look around. If I can find out why the station went dark, it might tell me more about the fate of the system. I have found the remains of an Imperial squad. They have been massacred.
Possibly of a hostile incursion, increased by 85.7%.
The question is, was this a Chaos ambush or a Xenos attack?
Other factors could include struggles among the inhabitants, due to mental breakdown, cannibalism, or the effects of mind-altering drugs.
That's quite reassuring. This must be the welcoming committee. Drukkhari!
I've been expecting you, monkey. I hope you'll be a worthy challenge for me, unlike your predecessor. He was quite a disappointment. Enough! You are a mockery of a warrior, a creature of a lesser race. Killing you would be only a waste of my precious time. You'll perish soon anyway.
What was that, Inquisitor? What is a Drukkhari? I don't recall meeting any of them.
You are lucky. It's likely you would not have survived the encounter. They are the Dark Elder.
When I was a child, Grexus told some disturbing stories about them. Ruthless pirates preying on the Imperium, right?
They are not simple pirates, and they are worse than ruthless. The Dark Elder are the forsaken kindred of the Craftworld Elder. They revel in enslavement and torture. They are cunning and sadistic.
And now, they are here.
But to what end? The cogitators could grant me some insight into the situation.
Access denied to the central archives from this cogitator. Proceed to the data vault, Inquisitor.
Good idea.
This station is categorized as the main communications conduit from the system to the rest of the sector. The data vault must contain all the astropathic messages that were swallowed by the Grade Epsilon warp surges. The presence of Drukkhari explains the lack of any sign of assault on the station. The Xenos must be using the webway to strike swiftly from their portals and retreat immediately. Correct. Remember that we are the Xenorite, specializing in research into Xenos relics in the sector. We have extensive knowledge of the interdimensional labyrinth known as the webway. Preparations in progress. Injecting memory stimulants into the tertiary amyloid as we speak.
I have found the remains of the inquisitorial retinue that disappeared in the system. This was clearly the work of the Dark Elder.
That's one mystery solved. I wonder what happened to his ship and the crew, though.
They might be enjoying the famous Dark Elder hospitality.
With all due respect, you always seem to find a way to presume the worst.
That's what makes a good Inquisitor, Captain. The data vault is empty. The machines have been destroyed.
Data retrieval charts confirm your assumption. Alpha-grade tech heresy. The fact that it has been executed by Xenos race is an aggravating circumstance.
They massacred an entire void station.
Another aggravating circumstance. Suggested approach. Investigate the human remains.
Yes, I was planning to do that anyway. They must be the corpses of the local astropaths. New audio log. Relay station has been cleared. I'm heading back to the ship now. We know that the Dark Elder infiltrated the system, which could explain the silence and the apparent desolation. I will continue my investigation with this conclusion in mind. Tech Priest, did your sacred contraptions locate any life signals in our vicinity?
Negative. Sensors failed to detect significant void traffic or any considerable proof of life. No Vox transmissions in the area, except for an automated broadcast signal on the Astra Militarum channels. It is originating from an Astra Militarum command post. Standard procedures, Inquisitor?
No. Use the rogue trader identification psalms for now. The Dark Elder usually don't employ human mercenaries. Something is going on. Perhaps a surprise visit will clear the fog.
You are approaching an Astromalarium base on a world that has been cut off from the Imperium for decades. I must call your attention to the potential consequences of the extended lack of strict military supervision.
My task is to shed light on what happened in the system. If they try to hinder me, I'll make sure that they wish they were in the penal regiments of the Commissariat.
That's what I was talking about. Look at these disgraceful buffoons. Shabby formation, unknown insignia, evident lack of discipline, no senior officer in sight.
When morale sinks low, depravity and laziness sets in. Attention, guardsmen. Inquisitor taking command. You're right. Possible. Ready to spit on Imperial authority.
What scum? A disgrace to the uniforms of their venerable ancestors. Commander. But this lowlife must have been the closest to what they call a leader down here.
I agree. Let's see what his personal possessions tell us.
Inquisitor, your location is close to a Vox station. Suggested course of action. Search the transmission logs.
I'm quite busy down here, Tech Priest. Yes, that's a good idea. Now I'm ready to investigate those transmission logs.
Standing by to analyze in-loaded data.
I finished clearing out the base.
Treacherous Imperial Guard, serving the Dark Elder. The taint runs deep in this subsector.
It's hardly surprising. The warp surges have left entire systems abandoned for too long, far from the light of the Emperor. On the other hand, this is new. The Dark Elder systematically corrupting entire systems for decades? The Conclave has to know about this.
You need to purge this system thoroughly and without mercy, and you cannot trust anyone here anymore.
Inquisitor, during your current deployment, an urgent message was received on the Ecclesiarchy Vox channel. Authorization psalms are valid.
Let me see it.
This is Cardinal Julius Bedivere speaking. I have been informed about the arrival of your vessel and your attempts to establish connection with Imperial authorities. By the powers vested upon me by the Holy Synod, I am asking you to help my diocese. I am currently residing in the Cathedral of Basilica Aurealis, trying to fight the encroaching darkness with my most devout followers and the powers of prayer. Whoever you are, you must be the torchbearer sent by the glorious God Emperor to release us. In the name of Saint Enoch the Sufferer, help us.
The message seems genuine. After the recent events, though, I cannot trust any Imperial authorities in this system. We have already found evidence of the machinations of the Dark Elder and the treachery of Imperial troops.
For your information, the voice analysis unit in this body detected atypical vocal fluctuations in the last sentence. Data check. The Caligari Registry of Saintly Deeds lists one Enoch the Sufferer, who was betrayed by his most trusted followers.
Clever thinking, Tech Priest. This could be a hidden warning. Recalibrate the teleportarium. I want to avoid the main entrance where they will likely be waiting for me. Take me to an abandoned section of the cathedral.
Inquisitor, reconnaissance rituals indicate a hostile activity in the chambers adjacent to the entrance.
Your hunch was right, Tech Priest. This is indeed a trap.
Clarification needed. All my deductions were based on facts.
Let's just leave it that way, then.
Enemy patrol detected in the vicinity. Contact is imminent.
They must have been expecting me to come from the other direction. Sensors pick up any other void craft in this segment.
No, Inquisitor. What is it?
These worthless rebels are betraying their kind for the Dark Elder, as I suspected. They know details about my investigation, which baffles me. How could they know?
I have no idea, Inquisitor. We are all alone out here.
Servants of the Imperium. Rest assured, the perpetrators will pay for this in blood. The machinations of the foul Drukkhari cannot be left unpunished.
According to my calculations, you reached the coordinates where the Cardinal's transmission originated.
I've just found the Cardinal, Tech Priest, and his guards. This information is redundant.
I beg for your remission, Inquisitor. Redundancy is a sin.
Sincere gratitude, Inquisitor. By the grace of the Emperor, you have deciphered my warning.
I should execute you for treason. What was this all about?
I deserve no forgiveness. But before you rightfully sentence me, please hear my plea. I was imprisoned, tortured, and mentally manipulated by these Xenos Reavers for a long time. Let me help you in your sanctified duty.
So they made you lure me into their trap.
You and others in the past. These monsters are plundering our worlds. We've been lost in the darkness, Inquisitor.
These Xenos have been allowed to carry on unchecked. They were already waiting for me on the relay station, and set up the trap here in no time. What is their secret, Cardinal?
I have no idea, I swear. But they know everything. Their ways are efficient. Terrible, but efficient.
Inquisitor, Category 5.8 fluctuations in the Immaterium in your vicinity.
A warp gate.
Pattern is consistent with the Dark Eldar webway portals.
Cardinal, we have not finished. Find a shelter nearby.
That was a commendable act of retaliation, Inquisitor. Now, you should execute that treacherous worm of a priest.
The Dark Eldar are masters of torture and manipulation. Yet he managed to break their thrall over him and warn me. He was almost begging for judgment.
Weakness is like the rot. Once it sets in, it's only a matter of time until it destroys everything.
Once the Imperium lost the Aureus system, these worlds fell prey to a great menace. We can't execute everyone who couldn't resist the powers of the Drukkhari.
Inquisitor, the etheric alpha spectrometer finished the analysis of the warp signatures detected around the last Drukkhari webway portal.
Tell me that this is leading somewhere. I'll be quite dissatisfied if I cannot deliver judgment upon those who are responsible for the destruction in this system.
Xenorite triangulation subroutines identified the same signatures on a deserted void station in the system. Note that this method is considered as a grade Gamma tech heresy.
I need results, Omicron. I don't care about your meddling with Xenorite technology.
Statement recorded for future reference. On the subject, etheric triangulation subroutines identified familiar signatures on a deserted void station. 90.7% probability that the webway gate was opened from these coordinates.
Then we have a long, exhausting piece of work ahead of us in this accursed system. Good work, Tech Priest. This abandoned station is definitely used by the Dark Eldar. I can finally pay my regards to their leaders.
You should be reminded that the Drukkhari use the arteries of the webway that can offer them a swift escape.
Indeed. They also need solid webway gates to transport human slaves to their otherworldly bastions. There must be something vital to their plans I can destroy around here.
Warp signatures indicate that this contraption is used as an anchor between real space and the webway.
It's high time to seal the gates then. Let's see how they react.
How dare you to interfere with our work, you arrogant monkey!
Oh, look who has crawled back to receive judgment.
I will cut out your tongue for your disrespect. I am one of the cabal of the Jagged Maze. We are the masters of the dark pathways that lead to the sunless Camorra. You cannot stop us.
Stop what? You are kidnapping Imperial citizens. You are nothing but cowards.
Kidnapping? That's endearing. We have taken millions of your kind, you fool. You have abandoned entire worlds and let us prey upon the remaining human cattle. I should thank you for that.
The Emperor doesn't abandon anyone. I am here to stop your foul machinations.
You are only wasting your time, creature. The hidden webway tunnels spread wide beyond the veil of your subsector. We go wherever we wish.
Then you should return to your true master and frolic at the feet of Slaanesh.
For this, I will show you the true meaning of pain.
Inquisitor. I wish you could bring that Xenox corpse to me. My vibroskeletals thirst for Drukkhari blood.
This kind of personal commitment is somewhat unexpected from you, Megas.
The Dark Elder are an elusive race we rarely have the chance to study. Consider my wish a professional curiosity, with a hint of personal vengeance.
One day I'll find out why you hate Drukkhari so much. How you know so much about it. Found an Imperial citizen in Xenos captive. Who are you?
My name is Thrall. I think I was a sanctioned psyker, formerly in the service of the planetary governor.
Why did the Xenos spare you?
They tortured me. They have broken me. I was their bloodhound. They used me to sniff out high-ranking Imperials like you.
So, this is how they knew about my every move.
I had dreams about you. I felt your burning dedication. I felt your wrath. They were afraid of you, you know.
You could have warned me telepathically.
Yes. I can remember the last time I had thoughts and decisions. There was just the pain and the lack of pain.
Has been cleaned. The reavers of the Cabal of the Jagged Maze have been stopped. I consider this operation a success.
I probably don't need to remind you that Cabals send out numerous raiding parties. If this murderous witch told you the truth, there must be other Dark Elder forces working in other isolated regions of the subsector, trying to enslave whole worlds.
I'm counting on that, actually. We should teach them a lesson while they think they are safe. But for now, my work here is done. Magos, I need an explanation why you, as a Genitor, are so well versed in the forbidden Drukkhari law.
And you're absolutely right. I told you that all of this was classified, but for the sake of transparency, I will tell you the truth. I grew up on a small mining colony that fell prey to a Dark Elder raiding party. They took me to an homunculus laboratory. I don't want to go into details. Suffice to say that creature experimented on me, testing the effects of various drugs on the human physique. I was rescued by an Adeptus Mechanicus strike force, who spent a long time studying the various substances in my system. Eventually I joined their ranks, but I could never forget the atrocities of that despicable Xenox race.
It is indeed a remarkable story. Rest assured, Magos, the time of your reckoning has come.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Caligari Conclave.
I've been expecting this for a while. My job is not done in this subsector.
Inquisitor, I require your expertise once again. The pacification of the Triglav subsector is still underway, and the Astra Militarum forces are occupied on various worlds where long isolation steered billions away from the path of righteousness. Meanwhile, Lord Bertram, the governor of the Clamoris system, has reported an attack by Xenos raiders on his palace. In light of your recent discoveries in the Aureus system, I strongly suspect that this might be the handiwork of the Dark Elder again. The Clamoris system is the administrative center of the subsector, and we need to act immediately. He won't last until the Imperial forces arrive. I want you to save the governor, otherwise we have another chaotic situation on our hands.
Any luck with establishing contact with the governor?
No. The raiders must use a Xenos scrambling device. That was also the reason why we couldn't send you closer to the palace. At least I think that's what the tech priest told me in his lecture.
I'll try to get closer to the palace then. By the Emperor. An engine of pain.
Show no mercy. It is the pinnacle of the homunculi's foul art. A torture device turned into a weapon of war. That was the work of a mad genius. Even with my extensive knowledge of organic and inorganic modifications, I wouldn't dare to contemplate resorting to the dark arts that could create something like that.
These sentient machines serve some cruel masters. It is not a simple raiding party.
We're picking up weak Vox signals from the palace. Try to get closer, Inquisitor.
Keep hiding in the webway, Drukkhari. Captain, I want you to keep all battle stations manned and initiate emergency warp drive protocols.
What happened? Do we have to leave in a hurry?
I strongly suspect that this wasn't a strike against the governor, but a coordinated invasion of the entire planet. We should be prepared for all contingencies.
Is this thing on? Do I have to talk into this device, my dear servant person? Splendid. I am Lord Bertram Cordiano, the governor of this world. Politician, poet, and lover. I require help immediately.
You are addressing an agent of the Holy Inquisition, Governor.
Capital. Then you must be the perfect candidate for this task. These filthy Xenos are trying to break into my palace, and honestly, this ruckus is getting truly terrifying. They have these grotesque machines that scream and kill, and we are entirely powerless against them. Only a couple of flimsy barricades are left between them and my precious presence.
Or, the skilled one. I'll deal with them. This fallen race has no place in our galaxy.
Inquisitor. Not that I would like to appear ungrateful, but we are in a bit of a pickle here. I'm being told that these Xeno murder things are very close to breaking through the last line of defense. Inquisitor, you have been victorious. You fought like Wrath incarnate. At least that's what I've heard. I admit I couldn't even look at the pick feed. The very sight of violence upsets the equilibrium of my humors. Inquisitor, as a prominent representative of the Imperium in the Triglav subsector, you have my eternal gratitude. And I support your cause with all the powers at my command.
I see you're making friends in high places, Inquisitor. We have received the official decree about your temporary appointment to acting military commander in the system.
The governor might seem like a ludicrous inbred, but he is true to his words.
Or he just realized he needs to keep you here for a bit longer. The Dark Elder launched a global attack on Clamora's Prime. The situation is critical.
The Drukkhari is like vermin. It is about time to face them on a proper battlefield.
Speaking of battlefields, you might want to consider bringing in some reinforcements. I was thinking about the Freeblade Knight, the Crimson Wanderer.
It is a sensible idea, but I need your ship here.
Our good friend, Captain Grexus, is still in your debt. He could transport here Sir Ambrose Caradoc and his mighty war machine.
Fine. Send an astropathic message to the good captain. I arrived at the former command center of the Planetary Defense Forces. Not much left to save here.
The Dark Elder are the masters of subterfuge and ambush. These inexperienced soldiers had no chance against them.
The dispatches mentioned a newly arrived commissar in charge of reintegrating the troops into the Imperial war machine. He must be in command now.
Logical assumption. I'll ask the tech priest to mark his location on your map. We also have reports of Xenox incursions from Gladius Hive, not too far from here.
Etheric triangulation subroutines identified familiar warp signatures again. A Drukkhari webway gate is open in the area.
That must be the portal the Reavers use to transport their prisoners. That's useful information.
At your command.
Inquisitor, Lord Commissar Scarhurst at your command. Isn't it a nice day for our last rally against the Xenos?
Aren't you way too pessimistic to keep morale up?
Ah, a misunderstanding. This will be their last day in this Forsaken Valley. We are going to give those Xenos a good thrashing.
What are they doing here exactly?
The Xenos are pillaging and taking prisoners from Gladius Hive. Our troops tried to stop one of the slaver convoys but fell victim to a sudden ambush. I'm planning to move against their main forces directly and cut off the head of this filthy operation.
I could be of some assistance, Lord Commissar. I have the coordinates to their temporary webway portal. Send out your men to secure the area while I close down the Xenos escape route.
See? I told you that your plan was nothing but a failed attempt to prove your worth.
It is only a filthy human. Do you really think this poorly of me?
I can sense the spark of burning zeal in this chunk of unadorned flesh. You are always underestimating the power of their belief. In any case, I will activate the pain catalysts while you are amusing yourself here.
You think you can challenge me, worthless human? I have destroyed entire civilizations before your kind crawled out into the void.
You can forget your empty theatrics. Your wizened master has already left, and I truly don't care.
You have killed an incubus, Inquisitor, on your own. A part of me is glad.
And I have destroyed their portal, although it might have been too late. A homunculus has escaped. I suspect you already know what that is.
Yes, I do. One of the ancient flesh sculptors, and he could be connected to the recent complications in Gladius Hive.
I'm on my way back. You can brief me on the ship. What is happening down there? The Vox channels went insane a few hours ago.
Instead of retreating as they are wont to do, the Dark Elder have begun to kill Imperial citizens in Gladius Hive. It's a massacre.
That wretched homunculus must be part of his plan. I must find that creature immediately. Bolting. The Dark Elder truly went on a rampage in the Hive.
It's most unusual. The Drukkhari are sadistic, insane torturers, but their raids are methodical, almost surgical in execution. This mindless massacre looks almost random. Something odd is going on.
I have a feeling that whatever a pain catalyst is connected to this vile display of cruelty. The key to find that one.
They're here. Send word to Lord This. We've run out of time. He needs to accelerate the rate of extraction.
Skulls couldn't find any significant proof of life in the area. There is, however, a strange anomaly in the motive force in the vicinity.
The pain catalyst truly manipulates the life force. The anomaly could mark the location of that machine.
You have proven much more efficient than I expected, Ape. I wish we had more time. I could craft your pain-seared flesh into something more formidable, given your murderous talents.
I was formidable enough against your kin so far.
This is a cruel world. The weak must perish, especially if they were born amongst the mighty Drukkhari. That is the truth of my coven, the Coterie of Dissonance. But enough of your education, human. It has come to this, human. What a waste of life essence and sweet suffering. But you leave me no choice. I need to release the energies.
Magos, do you have any idea what this unholy contraption could be?
Biotelemetry measures point to one plausible explanation. These Xenox devices seem to collect pain, fear, vitality, and negative energies released during battles and other acts of violence. Judging by the picked recording of your skirmish, the machines could also transfer the accumulated energy to the Drukkhari to revitalize them.
It must be the reason why they've begun murdering the entire population of this hive. They're charging their catalysts.
Triangulation is complete. I have the coordinates of the remaining pain catalysts. You should return to the ship immediately.
The planetary Vox chatter paints a disturbing picture of the situation. What are you going to do?
All the pain catalysts must be destroyed as soon as possible. But it will take weeks until the Astra Militarum reinforcements arrive. It will be too late by then.
I have the solution you need.
What is it?
Your old acquaintance, the Freeblade Knight called the Crimson Wanderer. Captain Grexus has safely landed on the planet. The pilot, Sir Ambrose Caradoc, is awaiting your orders.
The Emperor has blessed us. This changes everything. Put me through to Sir Caradoc and let me guide his war machine through those reavers.
Remember, Knight, that the existence of these pain catalysts is a sin against the machine god. A mockery of everything the Omnisire has taught us. The auger scanners have successfully detected their location. Destroy them all.
A task worthy of my mighty war machine. Onwards! Inquisitor, it is an honor to fight alongside you again. I have been wandering the Tenebra subsector for a while, employing my skills wherever they were needed. But this is where I belong, on the battlefield. Gruesome war machines? What are these?
Unholy fusion of metal and flesh, fueled by torment. You don't want to know more, sir, I assure you.
The Crimson Wanderer will deliver you from your pain, creature. This abominable contraption was no match for the Crimson Wanderer.
Careful, these are the Dark Elder, masters of terror and agony, and now they are ready to fight to their last breath. This task isn't complete yet.
Fear not! The blaze of the blessed furnaces and the thunder of my holy weaponry will banish these creatures from our world.
Listen to me, worthless swampers. We are the cabal of the Jagged Maze. We are the masters of the nightmare rods. We are the ones who turn wounds into reality. We take what we want. I will give you one final warning. What you have seen so far is nothing but a glimpse of our mighty armies. Lay down your weapons and come to me begging for mercy. Otherwise, you will perish miserably and watch your precious worlds burn. Leave this subsector to us and never return.
My task is complete. My heart is filled with pride. If you don't mind, Inquisitor, I will remain on this planet until the Xenos threat has been eliminated. The Crimson Wanderer is clearly needed here. But you must know that I will gladly answer your call again at any time in the future.
You have a message from the Conclave. That was quick. They must have followed this investigation very closely.
I am very satisfied with the results of your investigation, Inquisitor. You have been relentless in your pursuit of these Xenos invaders and showed the Drukkhari that the worlds of Imperium are not their hunting ground. Your report revealed your dissatisfaction over the number of human casualties. We are all aware that this is an inevitable consequence of the Dark Elder raids. The only defense against them is ruthless retaliation. They are a dying race, Inquisitor. They can't afford any great losses. I must also ask you to let the Ordos Xenos agents access the device you refer to as the Pain Catalyst. I'm sure their scholars will come up with a slightly less disturbing name during their research. Good work, Inquisitor. The Emperor protects.
Inquisitor, the Caligari Conclave has sent you an urgent message.
Inquisitor, I have an assignment for you that might be connected with the previous investigations in the subsector. We have a situation in the Rotwang system, which is one of the systems that have been affected more significantly by long isolation. The Administratum still hasn't been able to re-establish communications with the Rotwang planetary governor. They could only reach some mid-ranking prefects who voiced all kinds of excuses. The Imperium cannot tolerate this kind of attitude. What is even more troubling, an envoy of the Milarium Tempestus, led by Lord Commissar Scarhertz, has disappeared after visiting the Governor's Palace on the Void Station Dicaster. The Commissar is one of your acquaintances from a prior mission, if I am not mistaken. I want you to travel to Rotwang, interrogate the Governor, and locate the Lord Commissar. The Emperor protects.
Inquisitorial clearance codes and binary rosette ready for transmission.
One thing I've learned from my previous encounters, if you suspect any Dark Elder presence, it's better to arrive unannounced.
Request noted. Monitoring of the adjacent segment of the Void in progress. Traffic around the Void Station is scarce. Vox channels are silent.
Considering that this orbital palace is the seat of the Governor, it's more than suspicious. I'm going straight to the Governor's private chambers. I have no time for polite meddlings.
Inquisitor, what an honor to have you here. How may I be of service?
Take me to the Governor. Now.
I'm terribly sorry, but the Governor is indisposed. May I suggest that you wait for him in the Red Salon until he gets dressed?
I won't wait. Open the door, or you will regret it.
If you insist. Yes. Please enter.
That was unexpected. Drukkhari didn't even bother to dispose of his remains. Captain, do you copy? Tech Priest, Drukkhari, if you can hear me. If you destroyed my ship, my vengeance will know no bounds. I swear even you will learn a thing or two about pain. Hopefully the Xenos have only jammed communications in this room. I'm heading out, trying to establish Vox contact again. Captain, Tech Priest, do you copy?
Affirmative. Scramblers currently in operation throughout the entire complex. Evacuation is impossible. Proceed to the hangar. Warning. Dark Eldar presence has been multiplied significantly. Evacuation vessel inbound. Defense systems deactivated via Inquisitorial override codes. Did you execute your primary objectives?
No. The Governor is dead and the Lord Commissar is still missing. But I have information that could lead me to his current whereabouts. See you on the ship. The Governor has been dead for a while now. The Xenos are clearly using the palace as a facade and manipulate the entire system through the formal channels of the Imperial administration. They've enlisted the aid of traitors and dragged off others to a prison camp.
And that's where we're going now. right?
You know me too well, Captain. If the Lord Commissar is alive, he could be there.
You are entering a Dark Elder prison camp. You must be aware that you're going to witness the true depths of depravity these creatures are capable of.
The Emperor's will I carry will illuminate my way with blazing fire.
What happens if the Lord Commissar is dead?
I will avenge him.
Inquisitor. Just imagine my joy. You did decide to visit my little Palace of Delights. You will be a nice addition to my collection of screaming statues.
I have already disposed of one of your fellow flesh-crafting abominations.
Yes, I have heard about that. Am I angry? Not really. He was my second in command in the Covenant. Let me tell you a little secret. Whatever happened to him, he deserved that. But enough of empty threats.
My thoughts exactly.
Visitor? Pain is the most exquisite spice in our hollow existence. Pain nourishes our withered souls, keeps us vital and strong, staving off the darkest fate imaginable. But your kind is using pain like a simple, blunt tool. Such a waste. Trying very hard to make me kill you, but I don't want you to die a swift death. What would be the pleasure in that?
Lord Commissar, you are alive.
My anger and my stubbornness kept me alive. Inquisitor, you should prepare for an ambush. As soon as I have a chance to bash some Xenos' heads, I will be right as the rain.
What happened?
I was captured in the governor's palace. Never saw him coming. These creatures are crafty mongrels, I'll give them that.
I couldn't agree more.
They killed my men but brought me here. Turns out my soul is as strong as steel. I should take it as a compliment, I suppose. And they need strong people for the process. That's how they called it. We are all catalysts, whatever that means.
They're building infernal machines here, and I have unfinished business with the monster in command here.
That disgusting old creature has a laboratory here. I don't have fond memories of the place. You will probably find him there.
I'm on my way. I cannot allow him to escape. Stay here until my retinue arrives.
I'd rather find a weapon, if you don't mind, and see what I can do to these monsters until then. Good luck, Inquisitor.
I am so disappointed in you, Inquisitor. You destroyed my playthings and made a huge mess of this place.
Now I have the cheek to destroy you as well.
You also set back my research considerably. Therefore, I have decided to kill you after all. That is unfortunate. I was just getting accustomed to this body.
afraid this webway gate is the only clue left. Any ideas, Tech Priest?
The Eldari webway is way too complex to survey by conventional ways.
And what about unconventional ways?
Etheric triangulation may be a suitable method to locate matching warp patterns in a very limited range.
Do your best, Tech Priest. If there are any other Drukkhari forces left in this system, I must find them.
Analysis of the warp signatures recorded at the portal is now complete.
And where does the portal lead?
To an inconceivably complex, constantly changing extra-dimensional labyrinth that even our blessed technology is unable to explore.
You don't say. For a second there I thought you were describing the webway.
Voice analysis detected traces of sarcasm. Shall I activate the sociolinguistic subroutine?
That won't be necessary. So where is the other exit?
Correction. There is an almost infinite number of other exits. Assumption. You want me to narrow the range parameter to the Rotwang system. There is one exit.
I want the coordinates now. We need to get there as soon as possible. Tech Priest, your calculations were correct. This must be the last remaining Drukkhari hideout in the Rotwang system.
The calculations are always correct. Usually missing data corrupts the equation. Suggested course of action. Initiate purgation protocols.
This is the Viper's Nest. I might need some reinforcements if the situation gets out of control. Tell my men to stand by.
It's the human beast. We should leave, Archon.
Don't be a fool. Without the paint sculptor, we stay and fight. Activate the Demented.
Very consistent, even in their cruelty. Their cabals are waging constant battles amongst themselves, and the punishment for failure is worse than death.
They must be protecting something very important here.
That would be my guess as well.
That must be the fabled Demented. A fitting name for a creation of an insane mind.
Sensors indicate an inner chamber in your vicinity. Proceed cautiously.
What has happened to you, creature? Did you fall from grace?
I am not afraid to admit that I require your assistance, even if you are a member of an inferior race. I am Malach. And you should know that I am the genius who conceived the prototype for the mighty pain catalysts.
That would be enough reason to kill you right here.
A short-sighted but ultimately understandable sentiment. My work was understandably desired by many, and the cabal of the Jagged Maze sent a coterie of dissonants to kidnap me. They rocked me up and tortured me, until I built them the first pain catalysts.
I thought your kind isn't bothered by pain.
There is a mild discomfort. However, they started to take away things from me. Memories, abilities, organs, and they destroyed my invaluable bestiary. It contained the most extraordinary specimen. For that, they deserve all the suffering in this bleak universe.
Tell me, Why should I care?
We have common enemies, Inquisitor. Let me, through the webway gate and my coven, the prophets of flesh, will do anything in our power to destroy the Jagged Maze.
They've been wiped out from these systems.
You are a fool if you believe that you've seen the last of them. But you are not a fool, are you? But their defeat and humiliation undermines their positions. There is nothing more dangerous in our society than any sign of weakness. Let me exist, and I will be the herald of their failure.
Mission complete. I'm heading back to the ship now.
Have you successfully eradicated the Xenox threat?
For the moment, I've dealt a mighty blow to one of their despicable cabals, and these worlds are safe for now. But I'm afraid that this is not the end. Far from it.
Inquisitor, you have an urgent message from the Caligari Conclave.
It's been a while. I was starting to wonder if they had forgotten about me.
Inquisitor, the Conclave is requesting your assistance in an urgent matter. We have lost contact with the sacred archives of the Ranielli Navigator House. They are our first and foremost source of information in the sector about warp surges, shipping routes, and star systems. Reports indicate that their headquarters was struck by an ambush by Chaos forces. The data vaults of their headquarters store confidential information that cannot be allowed to get into wrong hands. The Ranielli House asked us to intervene on their behalf. We need you to find out what happened there and secure the archives by any means necessary.
This looks really bad, Inquisitor. The whole archives fell silent. We don't hear any vox chatter, and there was no attempt to contact us.
Presumably, there are no survivors. The vault could be inside.
Let's hope so. The Raniellis are the most influential house amongst the Navigator clans in the sector, mostly due to their vast collection of navigational maps and secrets.
I'm heading to the data vault. I suppose I'll soon find out which traitors want Earth so badly.
Inquisitor, your timing is impeccable, and quite unfortunate.
You have made a mistake by this incursion, traitorous scum. All you can find here is a swift death.
Appreciate the irony of this situation, lapdog of the false emperor. You have stumbled upon something that doesn't concern your precious Imperium at all.
Your intrusion here alone would justify my presence here.
I find your lack of curiosity distressing, but not surprising. Die then!
promises.
By the Emperor, we have been saved.
What a disgrace! How dare you flee from battle? You are a craven, not worthy to the uniform.
Inquisitor, we are begging for your mercy. We are simple soldiers, and when we saw those abominations, laughing and killing everyone, taunting us, we couldn't face them anymore.
Lesson for all of you. Now follow me and stand your ground as a true soldier of the Imperium. Whatever you were trying to achieve here, traitor, it is over.
What a shame, Inquisitor. Sadly, you will not believe me. But with this folio, I will not only bring justice to those who deserve it, but I will aid your pitiful cause. In a way.
Lies and empty promises. That's all your kind can offer.
Pity. You of all humans should understand our cause. This is about vengeance and blood. Concepts you and your despot ruler must be familiar with.
I've had enough of your blasphemy. Perish! Found a warp folio with the leader of these abominations. A collection of navigational charts and warp routes leading to an unfamiliar system in the Agartha subsector.
It doesn't sound like the terrible and ancient secret you expected.
Do you know anything about a certain Gwaelod system, Captain?
I have never heard about it, and trust me, I know that subsector. I will have the tech priest execute a litany of information retrieval.
You do that, Captain.
Inquisitor, the Argus scans show that the remaining hostiles are fleeing towards a teleportarium, probably with more stolen valuables.
I'm on my way. They won't escape.
You must stop them before they initiate the teleport sequence.
At your command!
I've found some kind of a shrine, Captain, but I'm not familiar with this saint.
This should be a shrine dedicated to Saint Columban, patron saint of navigators and the more amicable road traders in the sector, if you know what I mean.
Who was this man?
A legendary missionary and explorer. Travelers pray to him when they're lost in the warp.
I expect that on my ship, you are praying to the God Emperor, Captain.
Most certainly, Inquisitor. Most certainly.
Inquisitor, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation with the Captain. I must strongly warn you to avoid the Gwaelod system.
And what would you know about that system, Sergeant?
I am a Stormwater Space Marine. We are the protectors of the sector, and we're aware of all the forbidden places. The darkest corners of the void. No one should enter.
And the Gwaelod system is one of those destinations.
I strongly advise you to forget you ever heard that name.
And in return, I strongly advise you not to tell me what I should do, Thorn.
You are late, pitiful mortal. As always.
We'll see about that, abomination.
We have updated the navigational charts with the currently traversable routes to the Agartha subsector.
Good.
Don't leave just yet. You have message from the Conclave.
On behalf of the Ronieli Navigator House, we want to acknowledge the work you did to secure the data vaults. With thorough consecration protocols, the place can serve its purpose again. We have also received your report on the destroyed word bearers and the warp folio. We know you are eager to follow the trail to the Gwylot system, but we must strictly discourage you from pursuing this line of investigation. Even on your clearance level, I cannot divulge more information, but rest assured that there is no immediate threat. Good work, Inquisitor.
The Lord Inquisitor is right. As I've told you, the Storm Watchers keep an inventory of the forbidden places in the sector, and the Gwylot system is one of those.
But you can't tell me why.
Alas, no. It is confidential knowledge, privy to our Grand Master only. But these warnings have been passed along for generations for a reason. We must heed them.
Let me reiterate the facts for you. We have the word bearers ransacking a navigator house for a secret warp folio, which leads to a lost system in the subsector where they intend to unleash some sort of vengeance. If this doesn't merit an investigation, what does?
The star system is not on the charts, and you don't even know their exact destination in that system.
I had the tech priest use all the information from the warp folio. I'll spare you the details about extrapolating real space positions from immaterial tangents.
I see. He deciphered the exact coordinates from the warp data contained in the folio.
And now you have a location.
You want to ignore the warnings of the Lord Inquisitor?
I respect the authority of the Conclave, but I am an autonomous agent. The only power above me is the sacred will of the Emperor. The place looks abandoned. Even the emergency systems are down.
It was to be expected. You are in an extremely ancient military outpost. I strongly suspect that it used to belong to the Adeptus Astartes.
Interesting. Which chapter?
I have no idea. According to the tech priest, the logs have been scrubbed clean, and the automatic systems just transmit a jumble of incomprehensible hymns.
It surely fits your gloomy legends nicely.
There must be a reason why this location has been deleted from all archives.
I restore the power first, then we will see.
This must be the Great Hall. Battle Brothers used to gather here to feast and celebrate the glorious victories. There should be a terminal nearby where you can turn back the power.
You were right, Thorn. This was indeed the Great Hall.
By the Emperor, look at the statues, Inquisitor. Look at them.
What is this? Are these Storm Watcher statues?
They are. This outpost belongs to my chapter. This is simply unbelievable.
It is. How could you explain that one of your former fortifications has become a forbidden ruin?
I couldn't.
Why would your Grand Master keep the existence of this place a secret?
I don't know, Inquisitor, but I am willing to find out. Let me join you down there.
Patience, Thorn. First, I need to confirm that this is indeed a Stormwatcher outpost.
I have no doubts about this. And if you can find a terminal connected to the central data vault, you will see that I was right.
I found the blasphemous symbol of Khorne in some sort of a battle arena.
Blasphemy! Disgrace! Who dares defile our sacred halls?
Soon we'll know, I guess. that turned this place into a blood-soaked shrine of destruction.
Warning. According to the thrice-blessed ethereal instruments, increasing fluctuations have been detected in the warp. The pattern shows correlation with the motive force dispersion caused by battlefield casualties.
Let me translate this for my uninitiated mind. The more blood is spilled, the weaker the veil becomes between the real space and the warp.
Imprecise assessment, but correct on a basic level.
So, if I keep on killing the servants of Thorn, I risk some significant warp manifestations. Splendid news.
Phenomena filed away for later research.
Believe that these savages found our abandoned outpost and hold up there.
Don't jump to anything. Who said that they found it abandoned in the first place? I've reached the terminal with access to the data vault, but I have company here. Fascinating. This outpost used to be an important military base for Stormwater expeditions, left abandoned for millennia.
Inquisitor, new sensory data disproves your theory.
What are you talking about?
Sensors are picking up gradually increasing life signs from the lower levels, as if individual life forms are returning from deep hibernation.
Waking up from hibernation? Like the Space Marines with their membranes?
Bioscanners are identifying genetic markers shared by our Stormwatcher specimen on your bridge.
Did you hear that, Inquisitor? The Chaos Filth couldn't penetrate the secure levels. My battle brothers must be down there, in deep hibernation.
It is just a theory. Calm down, Thorn.
I must go down immediately.
I'm heading back to the ship. We'll talk about this before anyone would descend.
Inquisitor, you can't expect me to stay on this ship while you are investigating an ancient Stormwatcher outpost.
That is exactly what I expect of you.
I deserve a reasonable explanation.
Isn't it obvious? We have followed the trail from the word bearers to find an ancient Stormwatcher outpost, tainted by Khorne. Its existence evidently concealed from you and your battle brothers by your superior. This is more than suspicious.
Which is why you need my assistance more than ever.
Trust me, Thorn. The last thing I want in this convoluted situation is to keep an eye on a quick-tempered space marine with an agenda. You will have your chance to explore later. I'm in. Thorn, I need directions.
You're in the right place. This corridor leads to the armory, one of the most well-guarded areas in any Stormwater outpost.
Teleport beacon in range. This looks like a dead end.
This is a safety measure, Inquisitor. The armory can only be accessed through sacred teleportariums, protected by the most holy incantations of our tech marines.
It makes sense that your battle brothers decided to withdraw there. Hopefully the tech priest can disable those incantations.
I'm praying to the Emperor to guide your steps in the darkness.
You sound uncharacteristically tense, Sergeant.
I am one of the few survivors of a diminished chapter, Inquisitor. Can you imagine what it would mean to me to find my lost brothers out there?
Override is complete. Tech Priest, I need a swift scan.
Decontamination protocol active. Containment field deactivated. Teleport jammer deactivated.
This area was supposed to be untouched.
Despicable filth, tainting everything that is sacred. Kill them, Inquisitor. Kill them.
Yes, I am here, Inquisitor. We had some trouble on the bridge. You really need to keep your warhound on a tighter leash.
Watch your tone, Captain. And tell me what happened to you.
Caius Thorne is what happened to me. Since you left, he's been showing growing signs of agitation. Suddenly, he started to act violently. He forced the tech priest to set the teleportarium coordinates to the heart of Armory, and he just left.
Caius Thorne is down here. I need his location immediately.
He is deep in the bowels of this level. You will need to find the closest teleportarium and jump to the coordinates I'm sending you.
I'll be on my way.
I cannot tolerate this kind of disrespectful behavior on my ship. Not even from an angel of death.
Thorne, do you copy? Sergeant, I want you to stand down and wait for me. Answer me, Thorne. Don't let your fervor overcome your sense of duty. Blasted spirits again. I'm at the teleportarium.
Use the coordinates. Thorne is in the medical ward.
Inquisitor, warp fluctuations peaking in the target zone. Motive force dispersion on the increase. Warp anomalies inbound. Etheric disruption scanners are also picking up amplified warp energies, tearing apart the central hub of the station.
So, besides all that, its exact location as soon as possible. Thorne, are you out of your mind? What are you doing down here?
Lashing out with the righteous fury of the Stormwatchers, cleaning our sacred halls from the filth of Khorne.
How dare you to disobey my orders? I am the agent of the Holy Ordos, and I told you to stand down.
Do whatever you must do, Inquisitor. I couldn't stay behind. If my brothers are truly down here, I must find them, or avenge them.
I understand that you are craving for answers, but I must warn you, Thorne. You might not like the answers you'll find.
Let us clear out the apothecary chamber. Then we can talk.
the Skull Throne, after all these years, a brother, still blind, still lost, still weak.
What do you know about me, Abomination?
You have woken us up from our cold slumber. You must pay, with blood and pain.
What slumber? Were you the ones? No, this can't be.
Your pathetic masters have fooled you.
Who are you, creature?
We are the Ravagers on the Seas of Souls. We are the mighty Void Rippers, and hell trembles in our wake. This is our fortress.
Liar! This is a Stormwatcher outpost. Where are my battle brothers, creature?
Standing in front of you. We are the Void Rippers, and we thought that you were all dead, little brother.
Lies. Let the Emperor's wrath fill my heart. Perish!
What in the name of the Emperor was that, Thorn?
I honestly don't know, Inquisitor. I swear, I've never even heard of this traitorous legion.
Me neither. This is truly uncanny.
Permission to interrupt the emotionally charged social interaction. Requested triangulation of the fixed warp anomaly in the central hub is complete. Location confirmed.
We'll return to the bridge first. Then I'll deal with the warp rift. Thorn, this is far from over. You should be harshly reprimanded for your disobedience.
I am willing to face the consequences of my thoughtless actions. As part of my penitence, I want to help you clear out this infested outpost.
We should focus on that warp rift down there.
Like a gaping, festering wound of the world, it shall be destroyed.
I need a status report, Tech Priest.
Warp anomaly shows signs of increased activity. Hostile presence is rapidly growing in the target area.
By the Emperor. Those Void Rippers are returning from wherever hellhole they were hiding in the Immaterium.
Rapid response advised.
Inquisitor, before we wade into righteous battle, allow me to tell you that I regret my rash decision.
Discuss that some other time.
Right, but you must accept that I am an Adeptus Astartes. We go where we wilt. We slay who we wilt. Let the Emperor judge the righteousness of our deeds.
During this mission, I will be the judge of what shall be done. Right now, we should destroy the warp gate, for instance. Tech Priest, I need instructions to destroy the gate.
Analysis complete. Local immaterial intrusion has already destabilized the surrounding real space segment. Any further impairment could be disastrous.
Are you suggesting we cannot destroy the gate from this side?
Correct. However, active maintenance charms in the logs prove the existence of corrupted anchor machines on this level.
Wait, this outpost has been anchored to the real space by those rare arcane mechanical contraptions of the cult Mechanicus?
Indeed. Structural analysis suggests alternative approach. Destroy the machines instead of the gate.
I like the idea. Instead of keeping the outpost here, we should kick it back to the warp.
Coordinates X-loaded to your data slate.
Boom. We must destroy this nest of vipers, even if we obliterate all the secrets of Stormwatchers.
This is a tough decision. These halls are sacred, even with all the depravities we have seen here.
This is not negotiable.
Acknowledged. But I'd rather stay here and stem the tide of these void trippers.
I know you want answers, Sergeant, but don't let them fool you with their lies.
Trust me, Inquisitor. Only my bolter will be doing the talking now.
Inquisitor, Cogitator Theta 12 in your vicinity expels corrupted machine spirit emanation. More data required. You have reached the first of the sacred Empyrean anchors.
Now, tell me how I should destroy this
use of violent force deemed impractical. Access the cogitator for manual control and initiate E-override canticle. May the Omnissiah absolve us from the tech heresy we are committing. Immaterial moorings destroyed. Warp fluctuation reaching critical levels. Immediate evacuation advised.
I'm not leaving without Thor.
Illogical. The outpost is drifting into the warp, causing serious interference with the teleportarium signals. The Astartes is a valuable tool, but the calculated risk...
I'm afraid you have your understanding of it wrong. Prepare to get us out. Tech Priest, I've returned to Thor. We are ready to move out.
Recalculating teleportarium coordinates. Factoring in warp fluctuations.
Hurry up!
A living, breathing Stormwatcher! What a precious gift from the Blood God!
Just wait until you receive my gift from the Emperor.
The Corpse Emperor has no power here. I give you a truce. Take it as a gift. Once we were one, brother. Then we ascended and spared you the disgrace of cowardice and killed each and every one of you.
Shut your lying mouth, abomination. I will watch you bleed out with pleasure.
Blood must be spent, yes. It seems that we were negligent. A mistake which must be corrected.
Stand down, Thorn. Tech Priest, take us out of here.
I will kill you, creature.
I hope you will try, brother.
Thorn, you have openly disobeyed my direct orders and put the entire mission into jeopardy. You shall be judged and sentenced for that. You are acting rashly and irresponsibly, Sergeant. But I understand your motivation, and I am willing to let off your punishment this time.
I am honored, Inquisitor. You can always count on my help. You have my word for it.
Inquisitor, you have a message from the Conclave, a quite agitated one, it seems. It gave the astropath nightmares and fits.
I was expecting something like this. Let me hear it.
Inquisitor, while we commend the successful purge of the Khorne infestation, we are also extremely displeased with the way you handled the fallout of the Ranieri incident. Not only did you openly defy our order, you have also initiated a new conflict in the subsector. There is a reason why the entire existence of the Stormwatchers is a highly classified secret. As you have already concluded, the Void Rippers are former traitorous Stormwatchers who fled the warp millennia ago, in the belief that all their brethren perished. Then they began their insane crusades. They are now aware of their existence again and launched an offensive against the secret Stormwatcher homeworld in the Tarantia system. Travel to the Ascalon Hive world, meet the Grand Master of the chapter in his bastion, and help them sort out this mess.
These are the coordinates the Conclave provided. Meanwhile, all scanners and Vox transmissions confirm that this hive is under attack by Chaos forces.
What is this place exactly, Thor?
Our place of remembrance and peaceful prayer.
Not that peaceful anymore. Let's follow the sounds of battle.
We
are steel. We are doomed. We are fighting for our world. And we know no fear! Inquisitor, whatever you wanted must wait. I'm quite busy, as you can see.
And here I was thinking that the Stormwatchers are spread so thin that they won't refuse the assistance of the Holy Orders.
We are spread thin because of the growing demands of the Holy Orders. And now, I received word that our gene seed repository is under attack.
Asking permission to join the battle, sir.
Permission granted. Welcome home, brother. Clean this bastion of filth while we move out to defend the repository.
You will not ignore me, Grandmaster. The Inquisition embodies the blessed will of the Emperor. Show more respect.
Don't dare question my devotion to the Imperium. I respect your rank, but we have no time for pleasantries. Feel free to join our brother in the glorious carnage.
We have located 3 separate groups of hostiles in the area. Show them no mercy. Inquisitor, couldn't you leave this affair to the Adeptus Astartes?
Between you and me, Captain, a word from our
If you are jumping straight into a planetary invasion, can I suggest that at least you call in some appropriate assistance again?
Must be referring to my friend, the noble Sir Ambrose Carroll.
The pilot of the Crimson Wanderer, indeed.
The idea. Contact you and make necessary arrangements.
Inquisitor, I am contacting you through this closed channel. Do you copy?
Are you finished down there?
No, this is just a lull. Anyway, you must be the Inquisitor who ventured into our ancient outpost. We really need to talk. Later, I suppose. We have incoming. So, you must be the Inquisitor who opened up the chest of secrets and terror.
Before you start, you must know that I know all about it.
You don't know anything. You are ignorant of what it's like when your brothers are so overwhelmed with the fury and rage that they slowly succumb to madness and set against you.
I might have some ideas about that.
Has been eliminated.
A good start, but our work is far from done.
We are almost finished down here. How are you faring?
Sir, you need an agent.
I'm only saying that ours is not a huge chapter, and most of our brothers are on covert assignments all over the sector.
Second troop of hostiles has been wiped out.
I'm ready to move against the last batch.
Also being pacified as we speak. However, I have reports of a full-scale invasion staged in the local void port, and we are tied up in Sector Zeta.
I could be of some assistance.
Honestly, any help would be most welcome, Inquisitor. I will send you the details. As we have predicted, the Void Ripper scum has launched a global invasion. We have called in several Imperial Guard regiments from nearby planets to gain time until our brothers return. While we are securing the central towers, we need you to purge the entrance to the Void Port. They have dug among the ancient machines.
Ready to fight.
The Emperor protects. The void ship transporting the Crimson Wanderer is now on orbit.
Build Sir Paradox to prepare the best weapons for that glorious war machine.
For the Emperor!
discrepancies in the signals of the local Vox stations. Deduction. The traitors have utilized these towers, and they are calling down orbital strikes.
Let's destroy them as soon as possible. Why did the Void Rippers come here?
To settle an old score. In their madness, they think we are the traitors. But you should ask your masters if you want to know more.
The Emperor is my ultimate master. Never forget that. Especially in the light of my recent discoveries on that outpost.
You are still questioning my devotion to the Imperium. I'd suggest you stop that, Inquisitor.
This world must be very important for you. This is where you select the best warriors from the population.
Correct. And they still don't know anything about our secrets. We thought the secrets would protect them. We were wrong.
Ready to fight! Charge, I say!
Vox station disabled. Chances for incoming orbital strikes reduced significantly.
Charge, I say!
Closing the net around the hive.
In other words, they've mobilized an entire army against us.
We are moving out to face hordes upon hordes of traitors, demons, and heretical filth. What a glorious way to sacrifice our lives.
May I suggest another solution?
Are you mocking me, Inquisitor?
By no means, Grandmaster. I have a free blade knight at my service, and the Crimson Wanderer is ready to clear the path through the waves of these monstrosities.
Operator of this blessed engine of destruction, let the Omnissiah guide you through this confrontation. Be machine and man one as intended.
I can hardly wait. In destruction, we will be one.
Exloading the parameters of your assignment to the tactical cogitator. Your task is to eliminate the hostile presence in the target area.
I'm looking at the missive as we speak. As I see, I'll also have to reach the fort and deploy a teleport beacon for the Inquisitor at the gate. Understood.
Be warned. The fort is the epicenter of expanding warp anomalies. That must be the source of this Imperial incursion. the free flow of motive force. Self-preservation is irrelevant for its followers.
I deeply condemn this type of barbarism and mindless destruction in any contest of power. It makes my work easier, though. Of countless worlds, but even I find the intensity of this savagery shocking.
The foul entity called Khorne revels in mindless slaughter. Such waste of resources is a sin against the machine god on its own.
One more reason to cleanse this place. Let the weapons of the Crimson Wanderer consume these ruins with furious fire. The readings of the navigational cogitators are all over the chart. What's happening?
You have entered the zone tainted by the warp anomaly, located in the target area. All navigational instruments have a 98.7% chance of being affected by Empyrean disruption. Blasphemy! A blessed war machine tainted by the excrement of the Empyrean.
That must be Abraxas, the Rampager. I have heard tales about this demonic monstrosity.
Follow your primary function, Operator.
I will. These knights have abandoned the gifts bestowed upon them by the Omnisire. They must perish. Fully to darkness and corruption. Still, I wish there'd been another way. The area has been cleared. Emperor be praised. I have also deployed the teleport beacon. Inquisitor, you are most welcome to join the battle. I will be guarding the gates while you do the Emperor's work in the fort.
Through the valiant efforts of the Crimson Wanderer, the gate of the fort has been secured. I'm moving in.
We are approaching from the north, calling the wave of the unclean. I strongly advise that you wait for the storm watches before you enter.
Until that warp gate is tearing a hole into the fabric of reality, we don't have the luxury of delay.
What is your status, Inquisitor? These abominations here are putting up quite a fight, but we are moving ahead.
Give them no quarter, Grandmaster. I'm taking care of the situation down here. Let's say that we will meet at the destroyed gate.
Are you willing to bet, Inquisitor, that it will be us who will reach that damned gate first?
Should we make this skirmish even more interesting?
Calculations, factoring in the current vector of incoming hostiles, the probability of the Stormwatcher's contingent reaching the fort is 8.34%.
There's space for it. We can make this work, believe me. How are you faring, Grandmaster?
We have lost some battle brothers in this living hell, but our march is unstoppable.
In this case, I wouldn't want to bother you with your actual chances of success.
War is more than simple arithmetic, Inquisitor, but I don't blame you. Even our own tech marines tend to forget that.
Grandmaster, I have reached the warp portal.
Preparing to close the tear down.
We are closing on the northern walls. Still, it seems that you have won our wager, Inquisitor. Impressive work. Your prowess could almost be worthy of a Stormwatcher.
Considering that you are still knee-deep in the dead outside, I don't know if that was a compliment or not.
Initiating teleport sequences. Meet us in the northern corner.
Stormwatchers, spread out. Pacify the port. Kill each and every traitor you find. This area is mine. Go!
What was this all about?
That mockery of the Grand Master, the leader of the Void Rippers, is very close. We need to take care of that creature for good.
I see. You don't want your brothers to accidentally learn the secret of the Void Rippers.
You, of all servants of the Emperor, should know that truth is a blade that needs to be sheathed sometimes to serve you better.
Well met, brother. Gorn is pleased with the carnage we caused. It's a shame it must end now.
You are not even worthy of dying by my hands. I might leave your fate to the agent of the Imperium here.
I see that there is only two of you. Unfortunate. The Blood Guard is expecting a duel. We must even the odds.
I never thought that I'd see you manifesting something akin to honor.
Your kind has never understood what it takes to be a real warrior. 2 against 2. This is how it shall be done.
Ripper incursion has been thwarted. For now, at least.
This war has only just begun. You know, I'm not used to showering praise. But I want to thank you for everything you've done here.
You know, I'm not used to asking for anything. But now I'd like to ask you a favor.
An Inquisitor. Asking for a favor. Now I have seen everything.
I'm only trying to be polite. Brother Caius Thorn has been a part of my retinue for a while now. He has proven himself a very useful asset. I wish to employ his services in the future.
Sergeant Thorn is a dedicated warrior and a very capable Stormwatcher. We could put his abilities to good use here, but I'm not in the position to refuse your request. Especially not after such a glorious day. So be it.
May the Emperor be with you, Grandmaster. We will meet again. I'm certain of that.
Inquisitor, Caius Thorn reporting for duty. I have received my orders from the Grand Master, and I'm ready to fight by your side again.
It is an honor to have you back in my retinue, Sergeant. Just be more careful with those reckless acts of heroism in the future, all right?
Duly noted. It will not happen again.
Even if your own past comes back to haunt you.
The truth about the Void Rippers rattled me. I can't deny that. But it also gives me strength to defeat those traitors.
Your own superiors kept you in the darkness. Does this trouble you?
They had their reasons. The end justifies the means.
I approve of your attitude, Thorn. The Inquisition needs you.
The Conclave has sent you a message, Inquisitor.
We are satisfied with the results of this investigation, Inquisitor. You have successfully rectified the mishaps of the previous assignment on the outpost, and you have been relentless in your battle against the Void Rippers. I fear, though, that from now on we must reckon with a Void Ripper presence in the sector. Still, you reminded those traitors that Imperial worlds are not bare fields of carnage, and they had better crawl back to whatever hellhole they found for themselves in the Immaterium. I suppose I need not remind you that the existence of the Storm Watchers and the location of their recruiting world is still highly classified information that you must keep safe at all costs. Good work, Inquisitor. The Emperor protects.